Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks that are on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Lisa Mateo. We're joined by Bloomberg's Red Brown. Red, what are you looking at today?
Yeah, first on my radar today is Tapestry. They are the worst performing stock in the S&P 500 right now. That's the owner of Coach and Kate Spade. Shares are down around 17%, and that's the steepest intraday drop since August of 2023. So that's really coming off the back of company issuing a new annual earnings per share forecast that came in below the high end. The high end, came below what consensus was expecting. That new outlook includes 60 cents per share impact from tariffs, probably a little bit more than what Wall Street was expecting. So yeah, company has had a great year, up around 70%. Prior to today, but this kind of backs it down below the 50% range now for the year-to-date returns.
Man, it looks like Kate Spade was not doing well for them at all. Okay, let's go to the world's biggest farm machinery maker, Deere.
Yes, Deere, another one in the red this morning, another one due to the lowered full-year outlook for profits, falling around 6% right now at the moment, was down around 8%. So pairing a little bit of the losses. It's its worst intraday move since earlier this year, since April. So around the time when we first got the tariffs announced. And that is still kind of a lingering issue for the company. But this time it's just impacting the way that farmers are buying machinery. There's just this kind of lower sentiment among farmers right now that is having them delay and be cautious around some of these bigger expenses for them. Add on that some of the pricing that's falling for grain. Livestock prices are down, and that's really weighing on the demand for some of Deere's bigger equipment at the moment.
And that aligns with what we heard yesterday on this program. We spoke to Brian Hefty, who is a farmer in South Dakota, and we're talking to him just about the state of the farmer, and he says it's tough out there because crop prices are down, commodity prices are down, but his costs are rising. Fertilizer, labor costs, even the interest rates hurt because they're all indebted. So tough times out there for the American farmer. Hopefully commodity prices will turn around here. How about Cisco?
Yeah, Cisco, the big one for today. It is kind of flat at the moment. Shares were down around 4% at the open. The move comes after it offered its new fiscal year revenue guidance, looking around $60 billion at the high end for the full year. And some analysts were looking around for $61 billion. I think with any company that has mentioned that it will have some AI exposure, that becomes a little bit increased expectations, higher optimism. So this may be just disappointed slightly. Again, shares are kind of flat at the moment, so we'll see how this plays out. It did report that they had $1 billion in sales related to AI for last year. Maybe that's not enough for some people to kind of jump into the stock at the moment. Couple that with a little bit of concerns around how competitive the space is becoming with Broadcom, Hewlett-Packard, also kind of taking aim at the same markets, and maybe that has kind of dampened some of the optimism around Cisco.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.